What's going on YouTube? We're back here with another video on Arknights Endfield, and we are back here with episode 2 on learning Arknights Endfield. And in this episode we're going to be covering the gacha system, which I know is one of those subjects that, you know, there's a lot of divided opinions on it. Some people don't mind it, you know, they're just willing to say, you know what, I'm gonna just save 120 pulls for a character I want, then go to PE, get them, and if they pull them earlier, then so be it. And there's just some people that hate it because once you're over 80 pulls, that PE doesn't carry over. You know, there's a 50-50 system, and are there gonna be, you know, enough currency, you know, to get a certain amount of characters? But we're not going to be talking about all of that. We're just going to be talking about how the gacha system works. So the first thing that I want to start off with before we get into the whole 50-50s, the pools, the percentages and that type of stuff, I'm going to talk about what banners they have in the game. So first off, there is going to be a beginner banner. A lot of, you know, gacha games are starting to do this. So yeah, Arknights Endfield will be having a banner called the New Horizons Headhunting, where I believe within a certain 40 pools, you're going to be able to get a 6-star operator. Those 6-star characters being Ardelia, Pog Guy, Last Right, Ember, and Li Feng. And I believe once you do those 40 pulls, you're going to be able to claim a weapon of choice, a 6-star weapon of choice. So, you know, you could choose whatever weapon for said character that you get. The other banner is the normal, simple, basic headhunting banner. That's just the normal banners that have characters that are the non-limited characters, like the Li Feng, Ember, Last Right, Pog, and Ardelia. And you're going to be guaranteed a 6-star operator within 80 attempts on that banner. This banner obviously doesn't go away. It's not going to be like the beginner banner. The beginner banner, once you do those 40 pulls, is gone. And also in the basic headhunting, if you perform a total of 300 headhunting attempts to receive a bonus select designation chance, which allows you to choose and acquire one 6-star operator of your choice, obviously. And that's also something a lot of gacha games are starting to do now. So yeah, whenever you get to 300 pulls, you're going to be able to choose whatever 6-star character you want, need. And the last banner that we also have is the Charted Headhunting banner. And this banner is going to be for the limited characters that are coming out. And this is going to be the banner where you summon on to be able to get those limited characters. Now we got the 3 banners out the way, we're going to be getting into more of the gacha system. So with Arknights Enfield's banner, the whole 50-50 thing is really interesting because technically it has a 50-50, but technically it also doesn't operate the same way as other 50-50s in games, right? So let's say you are pulling on the charted headhunter for a limited character, you get a 6-star and the 6-star is not the limited character, right? Usually in other games, if the first 6-star you get is not the limited character, the next 6-star you get will be the limited character. In Arknights Endfield, they don't do that. Just because you lose the 50-50 doesn't mean the next operator or 6-star you get is going to be the limited operator of that banner. To 100% guarantee it, you have to go 120 pulls or just be lucky enough to get that limited character. They also did mention that they're going to have an urgent recruitment added. When you perform a total of 30 charted headhunting attempts, you get a free 10 times attempt for the current banner, but it does not count towards the guarantee. So basically when you do this free 10 pull, your PE will still basically be at 30, but if you do pull a 6-star and it's the limited, I believe you still have the 120 PE that you could go to still guarantee that character to be able to get a dupe. So it's kind of like a double edged sword. Yeah, as a free 10 pull you have a chance, but it doesn't count to your PE or anything like that. And I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to stay in the game forever or if it's just for, you know, the release celebration. They also have something else as well. When you perform a total of 60 headhunting attempts, you receive a bonus headhunting dossier, but it will automatically convert into a special 10 times permit for the next charted headhunting banner when it begins, which is I don't know how I feel about that, but that's how that works. When you do 30 pulls, you're gonna be getting a free 10 pull that you could basically do straight away, and once you do 60 pulls, you're gonna be getting a dossier that's 10 pulls that you could use for the next banner. Now talking about PE only carries over up to 80 pulls. From 81 onwards, it doesn't carry over anymore and you lose all saved PE. And in all banners, a 5-star or higher is guaranteed every 10 pulls. And they also have their own weapon banner, but the weapon banner works in a unique way that we're going to get into later on. So talking about the headhunting banner, if you don't get a 6-star operator within 65 pulls, each subsequent attempt increases the probability by 5% for a 6-star operator. This means that you have a 5.8% chance on pull 66 and 2.6 that it will be the rate up operator, 10.8% on pull 67, and so on. You are guaranteed a 6-star operator within 80 pulls as well. The featured operator is guaranteed at 120 pulls. This is called a spark system that only triggers once. And the spark system is what doesn't carry over between banners. So yeah, whatever you want to do with your pulls, you're going to have to choose. And for every 240 pulls, you will receive a bonus token of the featured operator. Something interesting that they're going to be having with their limited banners. So the removal process. The featured operator will remain in the list of available operators after their banner is finished for the next 2 banners. After that, the removed operator won't be added to basic headhunting. So basically, let's just say you have the limited character, you summon, you don't get them, a new character comes out. That character that was on the first banner is also on the second banner and will be on the third banner. They're just going to be someone that you have a chance of getting if you lose the 50-50 to the main limited character that's rated up. Next up we have is the Arsenal ticket. So this is when we start getting into the weapon banner, right? So every headhunting attempt gives you Arsenal tickets in addition to an operator, right? They can also be acquired from credit store, weekly routine, certain packs, and the protocol customized tier of protocol pass. I believe that is the battle pass. Geometries that can be converted into Arsenal tickets, I believe, or you could exchange them if you want to use that wording instead. So in each Arsenal issue, a 6-star weapon is guaranteed within 4 issues, a rate up weapon is guaranteed within 8 issues. Also seems like they added extra issues, so on the 10th issue you get an arms offering crate, 18th issue you get a rate up weapon, 26th issue you get arms offering crate again, and the 34th issue rate up weapon, and they have a so on as well. So the 10th issue gives you an extra arms offering crate which lets you choose a non-rate up 6-star weapon of the issue banner. The 18th issue gives an extra rate up weapon. After that, an arms offering crate and rate up weapon are given alternatively every 8 issues onwards. And I believe the limited characters that are coming out, and obviously they're going to have their own limited weapons, I believe they've actually extended the duration of those banners. So now, you know, you might, if you do pull one of those limited characters, you do have a chance of getting their weapon since they have increased the duration of the banners. So the Arsenal exchange is where you can buy weapons directly to pull on a gacha called Arsenal issue, right? Arsenal tickets can be obtained from the gacha with the following rates: 2,000 from 6-star, 200 from a 5-star, 20 from a 4-star. So the unluckiest scenario possible guarantees a total of 8,560 Arsenal tickets, which guarantees a 4.32 pulls. In the Arsenal issue, this also guarantees at least one 6-star weapon. However, the featured weapon only has a 25% drop rate among the guaranteed. It is possible to also buy 5-star weapons as well. Some are as cheap as 400 tickets. You know, it's up to you, but I'll just put that in there. But I do know 6-star weapons are going to be desired because they're probably going to look cooler and it's just a lot more drip, and they're probably going to be broken too. And the drop rate follows as 6-star weapons are at 4%, 5-star weapons are at 15%, and 4-star weapons are at 81%. And in addition to the Arsenal issue, Arsenal banner, there are a couple of caveats to this gacha. The first one is that you can only do multis 10 times pulls, with each multi costing 1,980 tickets versus the cost of 2,480 to buy a 6-star weapon directly. Attempts guarantees a 5-star or higher weapon, and every 4 issue attempts guarantee a 6-star weapon. But obviously with the new changes, they have also added that crate thing. Dupes, you could go from 0 to 5 to fully max out an operator. You need to get 6 of them. With their current amount of dupes being referred to P0, no dupes, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 max. Meanwhile, increasing a weapon potential will increase the pip of its third passive as well as its limit. Each upgrade strengthens the effect of the passive, and while this may be a good option to improve your character's performance in battle, it's indispensable to mention that the game also features an essence system. Essence are, in short, items with random tags that can be attached to a weapon in order to increase one or more of its 3 passives. Note that you can't get more than 9 pips on weapons without dupes. Oh, there are 3 types of quota exchange, my bad. You have the bond quota, the AIC quota, and the endpoint quota. So the bond quota, as already explained, bond quota can be acquired every time you get a dupe of a 6-star or 5-star operator. The values are 50 for each 6-star dupe and 10 for each 5-star dupe. This tab offers 5 double H tickets of the current banner at a 40% discount, 15 bond quota each, unlimited chartered double H tickets at 25 bond quota each, 1 dupe for a 5-star operator at 200 bond quota, and several rare items and other materials. Now we have the AIC quota. AIC quota can be obtained when you get a dupe of a 5-star or 4-star operator who you already have at max dupes. The conversion rate is 20 per 5-star dupe and 5 per 4-star dupe. The materials in this shop are more generic, but nevertheless useful to speed up progression. Next up we have is the endpoint quota, aka the well exchange. This currency can only be obtained by converting a dupe of an already max potential 6-star operator. Shall I say that again? This currency can only be obtained by converting a dupe of an already max potential 6-star operator. Now I don't know if they're going to change some of these stuff. I know they had the live stream and all that good stuff, but we're going to have to wait and see. The conversion rate is 10 endpoint quota for each additional 6-star dupe. In this shop you can exchange 20 quotas for a 6-star standard weapon. Note that only standard weapons are available here as of the writing of this. But yeah, we don't know if like signature weapons, limited weapons for operators are gonna be in this quota store. But yeah, regarding the gacha, that's pretty much what I could go through. You know, PE carries up to 80 pulls, but from 81 and onwards you will lose your PE. You are guaranteed a 5-star higher every 10 pulls. If you want to guarantee your character 100%, you're gonna want to have 120 pulls. More pulls you do on the chartered headhunting banner. At 30 you get a free 10 pull, doesn't count towards your guarantee or anything. At 60 you get 10 permit pull for the next banner. Once you're guaranteed a 6-star operator at 80 pulls. Once you get to 65 pulls, your chances will be higher to pull a 6-star operator. And limited units are also going to be staying in the banners up to 3 times, I believe, as well. They're going to have their own banner, then they're going to be in the next 2 banners as a chance to get if you lose your 50-50. And while summoning on the chartered headhunting banner, you're going to be able to get the currency for an Arsenal exchange, and this is where you're going to be potentially trying to get weapons of whatever characters you want. And then each Arsenal issue, a 6-star weapon is guaranteed within 4 issues, and a rate up weapon is guaranteed within 8 issues. Then 10th, 18th, 26th, 34th, it just goes in between the arms offering crate and the rate up weapon. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much for the gacha system. Hope to help you guys out. Like, subscribe, run up. Catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.